on the importance of having a hobby.
Strictly speaking, the modern individual, plagued by the relentless demands of daily life, is seldom granted the luxury of time for pursuits that serve no utilitarian function. And yet, I would contend, without hesitation, that having a hobby is not merely a pleasant distraction, but rather a fundamental necessity for a balanced and reflective life. To begin with, it goes without saying that a life consumed solely by work is a life half-lived. The soul, much like the body, requires nourishment, and hobbies, in their manifold forms, provide precisely that. Whether one chooses to dip into painting, learn a musical instrument, cultivate a garden, or write sonnets no one will ever read, each of these endeavors grants the mind a reprieve from the tyranny of efficiency and measurable outcomes. In my own case, I have found that philosophical contemplation, though often misunderstood as labor, acts as both my vocation and my avocation, a rare but cherished overlap. Generally speaking, hobbies serve as sanctuaries for our mental health. They allow us to unwind, to reset, and to reframe the myriad anxieties that modern life throws at us. I have often heard it said that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, and I must admit there is wisdom in this well-worn proverb. Without a hobby to look forward to, the days blur into one another, and the self begins to lose its contours. Nevertheless, one must be careful not to swing the pendulum too far. Dedicating inordinate amounts of time to a hobby can, in some cases, become a form of escapism. I have known individuals who buried their heads in model trains, woodworking, or online games, not out of love for the craft, but rather to avoid the real world. Here, as in all things, moderation is key. Even the most virtuous activities, when indulged in excessively, can cross the line from healthy engagement to dereliction of responsibility. Yet, for all that, the advantages of having a hobby far outweigh the potential pitfalls. Hobbies allow us to connect with others, to foster creativity, and, perhaps most importantly, to rediscover ourselves outside the professional roles we play. In a world where people are often valued for what they produce rather than who they are, engaging in a hobby reminds us that intrinsic joy is not a trivial pursuit. Furthermore, hobbies, in my opinion, teach us perseverance. Learning to play the cello or mastering the art of bonsai is no piece of cake. It takes time, patience, and a willingness to fail repeatedly. But therein lies the beauty. These humble endeavors impart wisdom not through textbooks but through experience. And as the old saying goes, a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. In conclusion, I firmly believe that making space in one's life for a hobby is not only desirable, but vital. It anchors us, sharpens us, and, dare I say, makes us more human. So, the next time you feel overwhelmed or caught up in the rat race, bear in mind the quiet joy of doing something simply because it delights you. As far as I'm concerned, that may be one of the most radical acts of self-preservation in today's frenzied world.
Thank you for listening to English Audio Lounge. We hope you have enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more audio stories and video classes to improve your English.